Hello everyone, it's Yazu again, and in this video about Raid Shadow Legends, as well as all the other videos, I'm gonna be talking about the champions that are coming for tomorrow's 10 times event. So tomorrow's 10 times event is gonna be based on extra turns, so champions whose skill give extra turns, and it's gonna be great because it comes alongside with this summon rush. I do have like 10 sacreds, and probably for this summon rush, since it's gonna demand like 4 point something K points, I'll probably open all of these, of course, on video. So hopefully I'll get some of the champions that are gonna be for this 10 times event. So let's go over these champions. First one I'm gonna be talking about is Mist Rider Deity. So this champion, I was actually pleasantly surprised by this champion. It didn't strike me as a strong one, kinda looks generic-ish, but still kinda cool as well. So let's get over his kit. He's attacking one enemy, has a 60% chance of removing one random buff from the target, and also has a 10% chance, booked up to a 20% chance of granting this champion an extra turn. His second attack is AoE that has 100% chance when booked of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns, and grants an extra turn if it's placed on all enemies. Pretty good champion, not gonna lie, as well. A pretty good champion skill, my bad. But this when I first read this skill, I thought like, oh my god, it's so broken. But then I read it carefully, and it's like not that good. But let's take a look at it. Places a 50% increased attack and 50% increased accuracy buff on this champion for 3 turns, then grants an extra turn on a 4-turn cooldown. When I first read it, I was like, oh my god, this plays like increased attack and increased accuracy on all allies. So I was like, that's somewhere near Yoshi's level. By the way, one of the best champions that I've had. And let's take a look in here. Increases ally accuracy in all battles by 40. So pretty good skill as well. Now let's go over the second champion I'm gonna be talking about. It's an epic as well. Before I go there, I'm gonna go with where was he? Was he Undead Hordes? Yeah, he's in Undead Hordes. It's a Seeker. Another amazing epic champion. I'm sad that I didn't get it earlier, but I got it like 2 or 3 years after I started playing. Let's take a look at his kit. He has a 50% chance of inflicting provoke on enemies and attacks enemies 2 times, a single enemy actually. This is a pretty good ability. Fills the turn meters of all allies by 30% and places a 50% increased attack on all allies. Grants an extra turn. All of this on a 3-turn cooldown. Great ability and amazing passive, especially for arena teams. Heals his champion by 20% HP and places a 60% increased defense on all allies for 2 turns when hit with a critical hit. Great champion, great passive as well. Ally defense in arena battles by 30%. Or actually not passive. Yeah, amazing champion. Now I'm gonna go over the next champion, which is gonna be probably top 3 champions support epic champions in the game, which is gonna be Deacon Armstrong. Amazing support, throws leeches on A1, decreased defense on all enemies on a 3-turn cooldown, and filling the turn meter of all allies and decrease the turn meter of all enemies, then granting you an extra turn. As well, an amazing aura, 19% speed for allies in all battles. Kinda, I'm not gonna say simple kit, but like reminds me of the old school champions, like speedy champions that we had, like Lysandra and Arbiter combined. So amazing epic champion. And the last epic champion is gonna be Void, and the strongest epic champion in the game actually, and that's gonna be Seer. Now she's not the strongest champion because of this skill, nor her aura. She's the best champion because of this skill. removes all buffs from all allies and enemies, then attacks all enemies, and damage is increased according to the number of removed buffs. So she's used everywhere wherever you need like speed clearing or waves for everything, you can use her. I even used her for stage 10 hard dragon and helped me beat it in like 1 minute and 40 something seconds, although it's not 100% team, so yeah, I stopped using her after that. That team at least. Now let's go over the legendaries. First legendary I'm gonna be talking about is from Shadowkin faction, and that is Kyoko. Amazing champion for arena defense, especially. I'm actually not using her, I should start maybe, but this is like her main selling point. Places the ally protection buff on all allies except for her, and then places block damage on her, and then grants an extra turn. So yeah, ally defense in all battles by 30%, heals all allies, places increased defense on all allies, decrease attack or HP burn if the decreased attack is not placed. So yeah, pretty good champion. Next one is gonna be one of my most wanted champions, and that's gonna be Marshall. So he had a Draco makeover. He went from Draco Morph, not Drake. He went from being one of the worst legendaries in the game, actually the worst rated legendary at the start of the game by many of the content creators, to like one of the best champions. So heals the champion by 30% of the damage inflicted. A1 attacks one enemy, so will attack all enemies under leech debuffs. Now his second ability places increased speed, increased crit damage on all allies, true fear and leech on all enemies, and then grants an extra turn. So basically 2 turns on this. And then attacks one enemy, has a 100% chance of stealing all buffs from the target before attacking, then places heal reduction, then continues heal on himself, and increased damage against target that have no buffs. I'm getting old. Next one that I actually do want a lot is Samson the Masher. He has one of the best game designs I have ever seen and that are ever made in this game. I mean, I love Skinwalkers because for their designs, like top tier designs. Kudos to the design team. I've said designs like at least 100 times. I'm not gonna be repeating that. Cut it out, editor. I'm my own editor. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 45% chance of placing a stun debuff for 1 turn. HP based. He's an HP champion. Attacks all enemies, removes all increased defense buffs from all enemies before attacking, and places an extra hit if this attack kills an enemy. I don't like this part. Removes all increased defense. I mean, I don't care about that part, but places an extra hit if this attack kills an enemy, so that's an amazing thing. And this one is pretty good ability. Places a 50% increased accuracy on all allies for 3 turns, and also places increased crit damage on this champion for 3 turns, then grants an extra turn, all of that on 4 turn cooldown when booked. Increased accuracy, not a lot of champions do have this, but in my opinion, I wouldn't actually build him with accuracy, simply because of this passive. Decreases the damage this champion receives from critical hits by 20%, counterattacks the attacker when hit with a critical hit. 50% of counterattacking the attacker when hit with the strong, normal, or weak hit. So, I mean, it would be great for the counterattacks to build him with accuracy so that you can land a lot of these stuns, but I would actually build him for like a tanky arena team, defense team, with a lot of HP, a lot of, I mean, not a lot of speed, some speed. I actually don't need a lot of speed on him at all. He's gonna be counterattacking a lot, he just needs to survive. And he's gonna be surviving as well because he receives reduced damage from critical hits, and everybody in arena has critical hits. So I would build him with a lot of crit rate, 100%, 250 or up crit damage, and some resists, a lot of HP, and some defense, just for survivability. So another one of my most wanted champions, hopefully we'll get him. And last but not least, we have the worst of the starter Supreme versions, in my opinion at least, and that's Supreme Atel. A1 attacks one enemy and also attacks enemies under freeze, decrease the enemy's attack by 3% whenever this champion hits with this skill, and increases this champion attack by 3% whenever they hit an enemy with this skill. Stacks up to 30% for both of these skills. Then attacks all enemies, will ignore strengthen, ally protection, and unkillable on all enemies under freeze debuff, then has a 100% chance of placing freeze debuff. My fix, this is just my opinion, I'm not like the expert for this game, but my fix would be to actually switch the places of these skill. I mean these sentences, like try to place freeze on enemies. If you do manage to place freeze, then attack. And then attack. If you have managed to place freeze, you're gonna ignore like strengthen, ally protection, and unkillable. Other than that, she's not that great. Now places increased attack, increased crit rate, and a shield buff on this champion for 3 turns, then grants an extra turn. So you can build her with 70% crit rate, no need to go for a 100%, which is gonna help you pump those attack and crit damage stats up. And the value of shield is proportional to this champion's attack. Ally attack in all battles by 35% and has a small chance, 30% chance of placing freeze debuff on attackers for 1 turn when hit while under shield, and if that shield is removed by damage, it has 50% chance of placing freeze on all enemies. Overall garbage champion, especially for a void legendary. Sorry to say that, but it is, especially to Atel fans. I mean, why are there Atel fans? I mean, she's not a great starter. Dark Atel is probably the worst dark version of our starters, and Supreme Atel is another worst version of Supreme starters. So yeah, those are the champions. Hopefully I'll get one of my most wanted champions from these 2 factions. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.